What is good, everyone? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. Today you are going to be joining me rebuilding my kind of DJ setup. Now, for those of you who don't know, as a hobby, as a little side hustle, I like to DJ for kind of parties and events and stuff, and I've done quite a few over the last kind of couple of years. So today you're going to be joining me rebuilding my DJ setup. Just woke up about half an hour ago and decided I needed to do it. It was getting a bit rough, so we've added a few new bits to the setup now. I'll be running through all the pieces. All the affiliate links will be down in the description below. So obviously if you guys want to purchase anything that you see in the video, it will all be linked down below. If you guys want to see more of this, obviously let me know. The kind of point of this channel is going to be a whole kind of mixture of behind the scenes stuff with what I'm up to, but also I like to kind of share what I'm up to with the whole kind of DJ stuff as well. So we're going to switch the POV cam and yeah, let's get straight into it. Okay, so let's get started. We've got the Protect T7, this is from the Plus series. So this is actually specifically made for my DJ deck. Oh, sorry, that flicker is terrible. Let me just turn that off. This is specifically for my DJ case, so it's the Hercules Impulse T7. So this is, yeah, fully integrated. It's got the laptop shelf, it's got the 9mm kind of honeycomb laminated plywood, and it's got the EVA foam padding on the inside. Now, this was a bit of a budget case. I say budget, it's about 160, 180 pounds. It's got 2 butterfly clasps on the side, which is obviously kind of standard for any kind of flight case. And then that just comes up like this. It's got a nice little handle on the top. And we can just set this down so I can show you what's going on. This is how it looks when you first open it. Please don't hate me for the cable management. I don't cable manage my decks or my case purely because the setup does change quite a lot. So I don't know what you want me to say really. I just don't cable manage it. For the sake of this video, I'm just going to take the laptop tray out first. So the really good thing about this is that it can just come off with these little clips underneath here. So as long as these are both down, these just basically slide off, and I can just sit over there for the moment. So yeah, this is it. So this is the Hercules DJ Impulse T7 series decks here. These are not standalone, so you do need a laptop to run this. I've got one of the M1 generation, Apple MacBook Airs. This just connects with a little USB-C dongle and goes straight into the back of the deck here. It does need to be actively powered, so let's talk about the decks. So these are the kind of newer generation of the Impulse T7s. I've had these for about a year and a half now. Have served me really, really well for any kind of party or event, whatever I'm doing. These are really, really good. So you've got the motorized jog wheels on this side. You can actually see if I open this up, you can get a little idea. So there is actually like it's like a belt system, opposed to a motor system, which is really, really good. I really like them. The only thing I'd say about these is that it comes with these kind of like dummy vinyl discs. You can see it's been slightly warped. And I don't know if that's because of heat or humidity or whatever, but they've just become slightly warped over use. Now, these are literally just pieces of plastic, so it has nothing to do with like vinyls or anything at all. They basically just spin separately to the main kind of jog disc here, and it spins this little center pin, which then controls, obviously, if you want to be scratching. I'm not a scratch DJ by any means, but if you ever need to kind of gently kind of cue your tracks, I usually use the bottom of it, but you can use the top of it as well for a bit more of a finer movement. This one is also warped on this side. I don't know if you can really see from this side, it is slightly warped. Definitely not as much as this one, but you can literally just get like dummy inserts. I actually probably get my own custom ones. You can get them for like 15 quid, or you can just get some cheap fake inserts for a couple of quid on Amazon. So yeah, otherwise, obviously because this is a Serato product, can also use DJs, so I'll get into that later. I run Serato DJ Pro, obviously because it links obviously to my SoundCloud, so it runs with set lists, it makes it a lot easier. You've got kind of specific controls for your hot cues, your loops, your stems and your samplers. The stems is actually one of the main reasons why I use Serato. It's got the new kind of stem analyzer, so whenever you load a new track onto either channel, it will automatically analyze, if you set it up, it will automatically analyze your stems, so you can have your drums, your bass, instrumentals and your vocals as well, and you can kind of mix and match from both channels, which is really, really cool. So that's why obviously I really like this one. You've got your kind of effects controls here. You can manually kind of on and off all of them. You can mix and match with different effects. You can also preload your own effects through Serato onto this deck as well. On off switch, and obviously the depth of the effect as well is all on there. And then you've you've got obviously the kind of seek buttons for both sides to load and control, and obviously all of your EQ, headphones, and all that kind of boring stuff, which is all the same as every other deck has. So the way that I do it is that I have this little extension cable here. So this is just a two-way extension cable, and this cable just kind of flops out from this side, along with these ones, which I'll get into in a sec. But I've basically just got a two-way extension cable that powers not only the decks but also my headphone amplifier, which again I'll get to in a second. Like I said, this is not a standalone deck. You do need active power to power these. It's, I believe, 18.5 volts. So it's 18.5 volts DC in from the back here. And obviously it's all just cable managed kind of underneath there, and it just plugs straight into this one here. It does have a little power brick here, which is a 2.59 amp, 48 watts, is the OEM one from X&S Power, and that just sits in there nicely like that. Yeah, that's how the decks are powered, and then obviously it will only turn on once it's got a USB connection. Actually, I can demo that now, I can show you. We can plug that in, and you can see, hopefully, it will light up. There you are. So it just lights up like that. Oh, it's already demoing the little spinning there. I don't know why it's playing. But yeah, so these actually do start spinning. If you hold this here, you can see that underneath it keeps spinning, but that's obviously how it stops the track. You can scratch whatever. Again, I'm not a scratch DJ. And then you've got all of your kind of loop, stem, samplers, effects and stuff there. So yeah, that's how it's powered. Plugs straight into the laptop and goes into Serato, like I said, with the whole kind of like seek thing. You can go ahead and scroll through all using the deck there, which is pretty cool. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So we'll stop that. Again, M1 MacBook Air, it's nothing special. It does the job. Serato is a pretty, I wouldn't say necessarily intensive program. It's pretty intensive. You want a half decent laptop to run it, but it's not, you know, it's nothing special. You can use Dejuiced as another supported software. It's completely free DJ software along with Serato, the basic version. You can use Serato Basic, but I use Serato Pro again purely because the stem analyzer is really, really cool, and because it links directly with my SoundCloud when I'm doing set lists and stuff. It makes it a lot easier. But anyway, so that is how the power and the control of the deck kind of happens. In terms of the headphone amplifier that I mentioned earlier, so I've actually got two different kind of headphones I use on a daily basis. So I use, majority is the wireless in-ear monitors. Now, I don't actually have those with me, but usually they'd be coming out of headphone 3. So this is the Behringer HA400. It's a 4-channel stereo headphone amplifier. It just runs off 12 volts, so that just comes straight through into this power brick here, and it has 4 stereo headphone outputs. So I've got one of the 4, and that loops underneath the deck, and it comes out here. So if I ever need a backup kind of wired headphone, I can use that from here. It just goes directly into the master outputs here through this kind of cheap blue aux here. Now you can see it actually does have a jack output, but I don't generally use the jack output. It's more just a simple aux with a cheap cable which runs underneath the deck and goes straight into the input of the HA400 here, and then it just basically comes back round from there, so that I've got a wired option either in case my wireless ones fail or they run out of battery, or I just decide to use wired. I can do as well. I will leave a link in the description down below for the transmitter and the receiver that I use. It just goes into the jack here. It's actually an XLR system, but I have an XLR to jack converter which just plugs straight into there. Works really, really well. Battery lasts ages, so I definitely recommend it, as well as the in-ear monitors. So I've got, they're literally like 18 quid off Amazon or something, but they're really, really good, I found anyway, for the really, really good value. So I'll leave those linked with my affiliate link down in the description as well. So yeah, that's basically the deck. That is the headphone amplifier. These are my master outputs. So I'll show you the master outputs that come out on this deck. It's actually pretty good. So you've got a pretty decent amount of outputs here. So you've got XLR master out. So you can see I've labeled my 2 XLR. This is literally just male to female converters. These go straight into my amplifier. I've got a passive system. Again, I'll leave that linked in the description down below. It's all in storage at the moment, so I'm not going to get it out for the sake of this video, but yeah, I might be looking to update them soon. But they're basically just male to female, so that I can kind of just patch in either to a separate mixer or just straight into my amplifier, depending on what the kind of situation is. But usually they just kind of tuck in here, and it's absolutely fine. You also have RCA master out. I never use them. I have never used the RCA master output, but if you wanted to, I don't know, if you've maybe got a pair of studio monitors that use RCA. I used to have the PreSonus E5s, I think they're called, kind of like the smaller PreSonus studio monitors. Those use RCA, so if you want to use RCA, you've got it there. You also have a little jack microphone input. Now, from my experience, you can get a jack to aux and have it as like a phone input or a, I don't know, Bluetooth input. I don't personally ever use it. it never has really worked well. It distorts very quickly, and it's very, very power heavy, as in whenever you turn it up, it's very, very gain heavy. So I've never used it. If I ever want to use a mic, I'll have it as a separate mixer which goes into my amplifier separately, just for a bit more control over EQ and stuff. Literally all you have for the mic is just purely volume. You don't actually have control over like the EQ or anything. It's literally you've just got the volume for the mic. So I mean, it's good if you've just got like a jack microphone, but you know, if you're like a bedroom DJ, but for events or parties, I would personally never use this, but I mean, you can, it's there anyway. And you just got the simple USB. It's one of these ones. I just know them as printer cables, but I don't know what the actual name for it is, but that's the USB there. And then you've literally just got your power button, which I just leave chronically on. Like I never turn it off. And then that's the DC, it's the 18.5 volts, 2.59 amp input DC there. And that's about it really. So it's all kind of just tucked in underneath the deck. Again, please don't hate me. I don't put cable ties on my cables, just purely because, like I said, the setup changes so much. I usually use this GoPro kind of clamp on here as well. So, you know, it always changes. If I need to suddenly charge my GoPro, I might unplug this and have it separately. It just kind of depends on what I'm doing, but this is my kind of personal setup that I use at home, as well as if I've just got like a party or something, I'll just rock this out and it's super easy. So yeah, I think that's kind of the setup all in all really. Like I said, all of my affiliate links will be down below. Obviously to help support the channel, I'll be really, really appreciative if you buy anything from there. Everything from the mixer to the headphone amplifier to the case to my in-ears to the transmitters. I'll even have my laptop on there as well, so you get an idea. This is like the M1 2021, I think. It's nothing special by any means. It's literally just a MacBook Air, pretty old generation by now, but it's a really, really good laptop, and that's what I use it kind of for daily. But that's kind of it really. So hope you guys enjoyed this one. Obviously, if you want to get into DJing, this is the kind of best kind of budget setup, I think. You can definitely get cheaper versions, not only of this desk, but I'm sure you can get cheaper flight cases. I remember my first DJ decks were a pair of Hercules. I'll leave them down below as well. Just super tiny, basically like practice decks, just to get the idea of like, you know, what all these do and what all the buttons do. Like, you know, it's just good to kind of learn that. So before you go out and spend, I think this is about £450. So it's not cheap by any means, but this is probably the cheapest like amateur DJ desk, I guess, for like all the kind of software and all the other kind of components that you'd want. You've even got kind of dedicated instrumental vocal buttons. You've got obviously your auto loops, everything like that. So that's about it really. I hope you guys enjoyed. Obviously, if you've got any questions, leave them down in the comments below. I will be responding to every comment, so feel free, and I'll see you guys in the next one.